Every week, I do a roundup of interesting sensory-related articles and studies for my newsletter. This is what I featured this week. How big tobacco shaped the design of ultra-processed foods. So I've been fascinated by the connection between big tobacco and snack foods ever since I read this book called Barbarians at the Gate, The Fall of RJR Nabisco. Don't get me wrong, I am an Oreo lover to the core, especially Oreo Thins, but I have seen how the sausage gets made, so to speak, when I studied applied sensory and consumer science. This article is a great primer. It talks about the creation of Lunchables. You can read the article, and it does link to the full study. Scientists make sourdough bread using yeast found in 5,000-year-old mummy. Now, I'm personally too traumatized by the time Bert and Ernie visited a pyramid and then the sarcophagi came to life to even think about making mummy bread, even if the mummy comes from the Alps, like it does in this article. Anyway, I'm not sure what I find more unhinged, the fact that they want to make beer next, or the fact that the scientist admits he never baked bread before this experiment. Like, where is the scientific rigor in that? I suggest making regular bread first, before making mummy bread. Anyway, what do you think? Wine tasting. Are we making it up? In the article, the author shares a fact that I learned last year when I read a paper called The Capacity of Humans to Identify Odors in Mixtures. I'm going to try to sum it up. It's nearly impossible for humans to identify more than 4 individual odorants in a mixture. So, you just have to let yourself off the hook here. Most of the wine notes that we are finding in the glass are associations. They're not actually identifying the aroma compounds because we are not mass spectrometers. Anyway, so if you land on 3 notes, you're doing great. And finally, new sensory evaluation method reveals how polyphenol structure shape taste perception. That is a mouthful. Anyway, this is the type of granular, nerdy sensory research I live for. They spent 4 months training a panel of humans to distinguish between bitterness and astringency in order to test the sensory effects related to the chemical structure of various polyphenols. The article says that they hope that the findings may help improve functional food design and food processing technologies while advancing the understanding of how taste-related sensory pathways contribute to digestion, metabolism, and health-related responses. Anyway, that one's for the real nerds. If you want to get this kind of information in your inbox, please subscribe to my newsletter.